New Japan Cup 2021 Night 10 is upon us. We are the Almighty SOS Wrestling Network. If you haven't checked us out before, first, thank you. Like, share, subscribe, all that great stuff. Hell, comment down below. Let us know how you found us, man, because we're interested to know that. So when I say we, your boy, the Pro Wrestling Fly Guy, is joined by my good homie across the pond, LK. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm living the dream. Apologies, I was late. We always take turns on who's running late, and today was me. I don't think we've ever in the history of this channel set a time and we've both been on at the same time. Like
No.
off the on the record. Like say for example, we'll go, oh yeah, let's do it at 1 a.m. Either I'll be, oh, can we hold it 20 minutes, or it'll be just finish your work. And like it's the same with Brad. It's the same with everything that we do with these damn shows. We're always bloody late with some way, shape, or form. But that is the joys. At least we get the shows out there and rocking and rolling. I enjoyed this. The matches that I checked out, which were the obviously I'm not the almighty soldier that Dion is. He watches the whole entire shows. I watch the New Japan Cup matches because I'm what's called a schmuck. But I enjoyed the two New Japan Cup matches, so looking forward to the actual hearing the rest of the card that I missed and will sadly not go back and watch, regardless of how great they are.
Yeah, we won't be giving any of this stuff any Match of the Year awards at the end of the year here, so it's okay. So once again, we're in Corkin Hall. We had an attendance of a little under 700 people. It was about 648 people in attendance for the show tonight. And okay, because since you didn't join me yesterday, and we had pleaded for this on Sunday. Yeah, man. We were wanting Naito and Okada to have the day off, man, and or at least have the last few days off. And like you said, maybe somebody in New Japan's offices are listening. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Maybe that's what our subscriber surge is about. I don't know, but yeah, it's these guys have been off for the last 2 days, and I'm like, wow, they desperately needed it. I don't know why they couldn't have been off immediately after. They probably if you want to have them lose their tournament match, then maybe have like one more match afterwards, and it's like, all right, they're going, on a break for the rest of the tour. You probably should have done that because they would have been had way more cooperation or recuperation time. I swear I can speak, and because I almost forgot about the Tokyo Dome show that's going to happen within like what, a month and a half. So you got to have these guys ready and sit them out right now.
Yeah, and I think that is because of the fact it's quarter final time. We're at the point now where it's just big stars left. So like even yesterday it was Jay White and Hiroshi Tanahashi. That's a big draw. You don't need an Okada or Naito on the show. Here you had Kenta versus Shingo, which is a respectful main event. And then tomorrow it's not tomorrow. And then you've got another quarterfinal coming up, if I'm right, or is it just semi-finals and then final on the weekend? If I
I
no,
think.
no,
Hold
there's
on, I
another
think
quarter. No, there's more quarterfinal shows. I swear there's one on Friday or
there
Thursday.
is one Thursday. There's one Thursday.
Okay, beautiful. So there's one more round of quarterfinals. Yeah, because Osprey and that lot haven't had their matches yet. Um, they're big main event guys, so they kind of don't need Okada and Naito. But it's horrible as this sounds. I'm glad they're not on the show because them being in card matches doesn't actually add anything because they're not actually in storylines at this moment in time. So it's kind of just a waste of time anyway. And keep them off until the
Right.
finals. You don't want to oversaturate talent. Like that is one of the main problems that lots of companies have and have had dating back to the 90s. And it's just overexposure because there's so much content. And them not being on the show the next time, especially with you when you're watching these whole damn things, you will be able to be like, oh, I haven't seen Okada Naito in a while. That's good. And you get a bit more excited rather than every time seeing them, they don't feel that big of a deal. So I'm glad they're getting some time off. Hoping the fuckers can heal. I'm really looking forward to them feeling healthy. And it'll be very interesting
They
to
can
see
even
if. Go on.
I was gonna say they can even steal an idea that I had the other day during the when they're cleaning a ring. Since if you want to have Naito or Okada take off the whole tour, run you can run like the little adverts that you do because it's about 10 15 minutes, just a little break. You can run those little adverts that you do for the merchandise, but at the same time you could be running coming back soon. The coin flip Okada's theme, and then you just hear have his theme playing. You have like a motion video of like matches and stuff, and this the return of Okada. Like you could do something like that, make it a big deal.
I agree, and I think they need to do some sort of promotion during because I know they advertise their game, the New Japan Collection a lot, and they advertise shows coming up. I wish they did a kind of maybe promo and video package hyped videos for the upcoming matches. So like they did hype videos for say on this show for Evil versus Yano, kind of how they got there, and video and hype packages for the main event of Evil and Shingo. I really would enjoy if they did that rather than just showing the same New Japan Collection video on repeat and the tours coming up. But hey ho, maybe it's because they don't plan on doing these intermissions for a while. But I just want to say, if you're watching these shows and you're just watching the New Japan Cup matches, which I think a lot of people will be doing because the tour's so long, and normally in these tours, we watched all the Road to tours. We always do, and we watch the full show. So it's quite nice actually to take a bit of time off from watching the tag matches. But I obviously in the future when this COVID bullshit ends, we can actually get back to not having an intermission. But for now, the original point I was trying to make before I went off on a tangent is it's a starting point for the show. It's like for me, when I click on the match show, I literally wait and I find that intermission and then I watch from there. So it's really easy. So if you're new to New Japan World and want to watch the New Japan Cup but aren't interested in any of the preliminary matches, literally go there, wait till you see the advert on the bottom toolbar and then hit there. It's a much easier way to watch.
Absolutely. And then when you factor in, because this show this morning, I actually looked at the timestamp. This show was a little under 2 hours. It's about 159 minutes. So if you go fast forward past the intermission, and like me, sometimes if I'm pressed for time, for the most part, I don't really need to watch entrances, man. I know what these guys do with their entrances for the most part. So I just kind of just skip past the entrances and I get to the matches, man. And for the most part, if it's not the main event, I'll kind of, maybe wait a couple seconds, make sure no little post-match stuff is gonna happen, and of course, I'll skip ahead again, and shit, I'll even kind of not even watch the whole post-match promo because, depending on who it is, I'm just like, all right, I don't really need to watch post-match promo. I know what's gonna happen here. So if you just do it like that, dude, you're probably talking about not even an hour. So this is like, if you get the New Japan Cup matches out the way, if you don't want to watch the undercard and you don't want to watch preliminary matches, hell, man, come here and I'll tell you, at least about what the kind of a gist of what happened, so you don't have to feel like you're missing anything. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll bite the bullet for you guys, and I'll go ahead and watch the undercard because for the
You
most
watch,
part,
you watch, so we don't have to.
exactly. Okay. So, and that's a great segue. So the first undercard match we had of the night was Yuji Nagata, Satoshi Kojima, Hiroyoshi Tenzan taking on the Young Lion trio of Gabriel Kidd, Yuri Yamura, and Yota Tsuji right here. And dude, I was just kind of because I was watching this before I got up and went to work. And I was kind of watching this match and kind of like I got up enough time to where I could kind of watch this still like kind of like lounging in bed too. So I'm kind of watching this lounging in bed a little bit. And you know how you kind of like or you're awake, but then like you kind of like you almost
Doze.
kind of like yeah, you kind of doze a little bit. And like in my doze, I'm like 50% awake. I say probably like 65% awake. So I'm watching the match, and then like I start having my own like tangent thoughts about like the wrestlers in the ring. So I'm like, dude, and like I don't know why I was just like you and Yamura am I right here. He could be like the worst young lion out of these three, and I'm not saying he's bad, but I was just like he could be. I don't know why I was just having these tangent thoughts. Like I don't even really necessarily think that, but I was just like, damn, he could be because Gabriel Kidd's been really fucking good, and Yota Tsuji's been hit or miss for some people, but I was like, he could be depending on people's rankings right here. But this is standard stuff, man. I mean, Young Lions going to do their thing. Of course, you got the old guard they're doing that thing as well. They've been, reinvigorated being in this New Japan Cup and having some, mini feuds and whatnot. So got the Nagata lock a little under 10 minutes. Usually Nagata taps out Gabriel Kidd here. Standard stuff you're going to get with the New Japan Cup and pretty much any preliminary show. So was what it was. So next match was a trios match. We had Toa Hanare, Juice Robinson, David Finlay taking on the Bullet Club trio, Jay White, Bad Luck Fale, and Chase Owens right here, the reigning Texas Heavyweight Champion. So we get the Bullet Club team getting the victory with a grenade. Bad Luck Fale pins Toa Hanare. And LK, in my opinion, with all the goodwill that maybe Toa Henare has like racked up kayfabe wise, of course, kayfabe wise, that he racked up in that match with Jay White, putting on a hell of an effort. Him taking a pinfall off the Bad Luck Fale is almost kind of like, dude, you need to pin Fale to kind of garner that back because you kind of just lost that little momentum. Even though you didn't beat Jay White, you took him to the limit, and now you just lost a Fale in a six-man tag. So you need to have something to kind of get that momentum back. So I think kayfabe wise, Toa Henare lost a little bit of momentum right here. So I'm eager to see how he's going to rebound and what he's going to try to do to get that momentum back. So we got that. Of course, we have Jay White taking on David Finlay in the next round of the New Japan Cup. Former, not really tag team partner, but they were young lions. They were in a young lion class together. So David Finlay challenged for the U.S. title, and Jay White was the champion. So these guys
That
have
was a
plenty
good
of
feud.
history.
That was a good feud. I'm actually looking forward to that match on Thursday.
Same, same. So, and now with Jay White being just top tier what he is, and David Finlay, man, he's been really good too. He's gotten himself in shape, man, and I'm not saying he wasn't taking things like seriously before, but I definitely feel like this is a well seasoned and a very prime David Finlay right here. So it's going to be a damn good match, man. I'm looking forward to it, like you said. So, and then the last preliminary match of the show, which pretty much garnered the highlight of the show here, in my opinion, at least as far as the preliminary matches go. We have Bushi and Sonata taking on the United Empire's Jeff Cobb and Will Ospreay right here. We get United Empire getting a win toward the islands on Bushi, 8 minutes and 34 seconds. But the post match stuff, LK, between Sonata and Will Ospreay was pretty damn hilarious because you have Will Ospreay pretty much because Sonata's on the ring floor and Will Ospreay's pretty much on the apron at this point, and he's yelling down at Sonata. He's like, "Don't hit my nose. My nose is broken, you stupid shit." And he's just like, "What did I tell you about this?" So in the middle of him talking, Sonata just gives Will Ospreay the double birds. Like, shut the fuck. I was just like, wow, Sonata's flipping people off right now. So then after he gives him the double birds, he does like the symbol, like he's about to break his nose again. He's like, I'm about to break that motherfucker again. I'm like, dude, Sonata's, is he coming out of his shell right now? Because never seen none of this stuff from him. It was entertaining because it's like a different flair from him. So get Sonata giving Will Ospreay the double birds, insinuating he's going to further break Will Ospreay's nose right here. So that's just very different than what you would get from a normal Sonata in any setting, really.
Yeah, shout out to Ishii for bringing him out ever since that first round match that those two had. So hopefully that's kind of a way to, because he needs something to rebound after that terrible feud with Kota Ibushi at the New Beginning tour. So this could be a way for him to kind of rebound and bounce back. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with him. Hopefully, because at the end of the day, he is a really good wrestler, and I think if given kind of, I wouldn't say the right push, because he does get, he does get wins, and he's always in the later stages of tournaments, and got to the finals of the G1 last year, and he's challenged for the world title. So he's not a jobber. He's not a jobber.
Yeah, I mean, he's challenged. This isn't him going against Ibushi. He's not the first time he's challenged for the belt. He regularly challenged. Not gonna say regularly, but he'll ever so often challenge for the title. So he's not a jobber.
No, not at all. So hopefully with this, it kind of gives him a little kick up the arse here, and he actually starts. And again, it's not his fault 'cause his character is Cold Skull, so it's kind of, it wouldn't make sense for him to be, flip flop and flying around and being super happy and buzzing. But at the end of the day, you have to have something to be able to emotionally connect to the guy, because I think that's the biggest problem. Like, my problem with him is, I really enjoy his wrestling. His wrestling is great. He's a great wrestler. I just don't care. And that's not I guess it's not his fault, it's his character. But he's pigeonholed himself that by the character, which whether he came up with it or not, it's irrelevant. He needs to have some intensity. Yeah, he's a Cold Skull. Yeah, he's just a guy. But when push comes to shove, he can bring it when the stakes on the line, which New Japan Cup, World Title. Imagine if he was flipping off Ibushi. Imagine if he was doing that stuff that Ishii was doing with him, rather than them hugging and fucking. You know what I mean?
No, I know exactly what you mean. And maybe like you're right, dude. Maybe Ishii was the one to like light that fire under the Cold Skull because yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from him, man. And it's going to be really interesting when we come Thursday what we're going to have happen, dude. So, I'm down for it. I think we're going to have a hell of a match him and Will Ospreay. So, let's go.
Yeah, me too. I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully it's a barn burner.
And now we got New Japan Cup action on the horizon, ladies and gentlemen. Now our New Japan Cup quarterfinal match, first New Japan Cup quarterfinal match of the night. We have Evil taking on Toru Yano right here. And this match, as you would expect, filled with many, many shenanigans. We have a interesting spot towards, I guess maybe the culmination of the match, LK, to where Evil pretty much he's choking out Evil or not Evil. Yano's choking out Evil with the garrote, which you never really see Evil get choked with that. So I thought that's pretty cool. And he throws him under the ring, and I guess we're led to believe that Dick Togo took the lights out, so it kind of threw everybody for like it was like a diversionary tactic for Evil to get back in the ring. As soon as he gets back in the ring, he hits everything as Evil on Yano. This match did what it needed to do. We got Yano hitting his, his trademark belly to belly suplex, which he hits that ever so well. This match did what it needed to do. Short, sweet, to the point. You knew this wasn't gonna go long. Evil advances like I figured he would. Yeah, and Yano's out of the tournament now, so I can't really rate this because it wasn't really a match. It was more like a segment. So
yeah, it was fun. I actually think it was one of my personal favourite Evil matches of the tournament. No disrespect to the other two. Well, the other one, because he got a bye, didn't he? But I actually really enjoyed this. I think Yano's had a great tournament. And because it's rare you see Yano in singles action. Obviously, yeah, he was against Chase Owens at the last tour. But normally you don't get to see him in one-on-one matches besides the New Japan Cup and the G1. So it's kind of nice getting to see him. And I loved how they did the lights out, lights on, kind of Undertaker-esque, and then hitting the Everything's Evil. I thought it was really fun. It was short. It was sweet. I actually really, really enjoyed it. That was one of my... Actually, Yano Great Khan was my favourite Yano match of the tournament. I thought that was really, really good. But yeah, this was fun. And it's advanced Evil to the semi-finals now, if I'm right.
Yeah, he's in a semifinal, and he's pretty much awaiting a winner of who's going to win the main event that we're about to talk about here pretty shortly. And what a main event we had, LK. We had the Dragon, Shingo Takagi, taking on Bullet Club General right here, the man himself, the go-to-sleep captain, Kenta, man. So they didn't really have much interaction coming into this match as you would think that they would going on the undercard. I think like immediately after these guys both advanced, Kenta had a match with he was teamed with Bullet Club guys and he wrestled Suzuki Gun. So they didn't even really pair off in the preliminary. So this was pretty much these guys were just off to the races having this match right here. And what a match we got, man. Like maybe it took a little bit of time getting going, but once this shit got going, okay, this was hard hitting. Strikes were heavy, man. Strikes were super fucking heavy. Kenta took a gnarly pumping bomber in this match, man, and he gave some too. He gave his own strikes out there too. It was a couple times spinning double spinning back fist he hit on Shingo right here. So lots of stuff going on in this match, man. And Shingo Takagi, the Dragon, he gets the victory right here. A little under 24 minutes. This match is a fucking banger, dude. This is my style of match. Shit, if you shave maybe 5 minutes off this joint, this is it's top tier, but it's still a damn good match in its own right.
Yeah, we talked about this. Oh man, we've done so many nights of this fucking New Japan Cup. I can't remember what night. On one of the nights of the show, we talked about how New Japan has the habit of every main event of their shows that involve a singles match or a title match. It has to go long. It's their tradition. It's what they do. And sometimes it harms the match. Here, I'm going to agree with you. If you just trimmed 5 minutes of that middle part of the match, which wasn't very necessary, you go from a very good to great match. Like, this was still a very good to great match, but it could have been an absolute barn burner. And it's another one. Imagine if COVID wasn't around and you could have had this crowd, a full round 1,700 plus attended Kurikan, all being allowed to make noise, how loud this crowd would have been. It would have been absolutely great. But what a tournament for Shingo. And Kenta as well. You know, the great match with Suzuki. He had a decent first round match as well.
Juice Robinson,
yep. That was a good match. And then Shingo with the Shingo beating Okada and now beating Kenta. The guy's having a great tournament. Really, really good tournament. So I'm glad he's through to the semi-finals. And so we got Shingo versus Evil in a battle of former LIJ members in the semi-finals. So that's a fun one. Looking forward to that on Saturday. And then also, obviously, the quarterfinals will take place tomorrow, or Thursday, sorry, which we'll talk about. But yeah, this is a really good match. That final 5 minutes is must-see. So even if you are really deprived of time to the point you're like, I just can't watch it, dude, you need to check out the final 5 minutes. Like, that slap and strike exchange was fucking phenomenal. It felt like I was watching Kenta from fucking 2009 from Pro Wrestling Noah, the way they were going at it. It was fucking brilliant. Really, really good stuff. And it's this year... Last year, I think Yoshihashi was the VIP. Like, no one could lace up his boots. This year, Kenta, man, is having a great year. He really, really is. He had the program with Moxley, did some good stuff over in AEW on Dynamite, and then he's here now, back in Japan, and he's had a great New Japan Cup. Yeah, he only got to the quarterfinals, but you know, being in the final 8 out of 32 still seems all right. But yeah, this was a really, really good match, paced really well, just too long. It's really annoying because you know when you watch these main events, you know it's going at least 20. How long did this go? 23, 24, 25? How long did this one go?
About 24 minutes.
Yeah, see, you could bet your fucking month's rent that every match that's been a main event of this tour has and will go over 20 minutes. It's just a guarantee. And it's this kind of stigma that New Japan are stuck in, and it's fucking annoying because it's taken away from the match sometimes. Like, yeah, it just is what it is. But yeah, that's not taken away from the match. There's no need to put a negative on a positive, which was the match. The match is a positive. Highly recommend anyone with a brain cell to go check this one out because it really, really was super fun.
Absolutely. And then after the match, okay, Evil appeared at ringside to confront Shingo Takagi. But Dick Togo, of course, is going to be there with Evil because that is his Pareja. So they both jump Shingo Takagi and they leave him laying with the Magic Killer. It's Evil standing tall to close out the night here. So we're having those two guys face off in the semifinal. Like you said, two former stablemates going at it, man. My pick is getting that much closer to making that final. So, and dude, LK, this New Japan Cup, the way they've kind of did the shows, it's really kind of just flew by. It's like, dude, we're already at the court, pretty much semifinal. Honestly, we're already here at the semifinal. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it? Really, really is mental. Semi fucking finals already. It only felt like last week that we started this fucking bad boy. I mean, in reality, it was what? No, because it would have been 2 weeks ago that we did the anniversary show, which kind of kicked off the tournament. But yeah, it's gone really fast. And I was looking at the channel because I uploaded what I'm going to start doing, and thank you everyone who's been checked it out. When there's a big match, uploading the clip of just our thoughts on that match as a way to get kind of entice people in to watch the full shows. So I want to thank everyone who checked out our thoughts on Will Ospreay versus Zack Sabre Jr. I'm going to do that for big matches going forwards because I think little clips like that could really benefit the channel. And if you're deprived on time to watching the shows, sometimes if you see our shows go 30, 40, 50 minutes, you don't have time, you can at least check out our thoughts on the hot topics at the minute in time.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
What have we got coming up on Thursday then?
As far as New Japan Cup action, we have David Finlay taking on the Switchblade Jay White King Switch, and we have Will Ospreay taking on the Colts Gold Sonata. And the winner of those matches, of course, ladies and gentlemen, will face off in the second side of the bracket semifinal as well. So getting down in the final four here, man. It's getting very interesting, very, very raunchy.
Yes, sir. I'm going with Osprey. I'm going Osprey Shingo. I think you got to. I wouldn't be surprised if they did Evil and Osprey. I'll be pissed off if they do Evil versus Sonata. I can just in my mind, the banger that Osprey and Shingo could have in a semi-final just lures me in, and I really want that because imagine a semi-final where whoever wins, you're guaranteed to elevate one talent. That's great booking because if Osprey beats Shingo, he's in the finals of the New Japan Cup. If Shingo beats Osprey, he's in the finals of the New Japan Cup. So it's a big deal, but I hope they don't go the Evil Sonata route. I pray they don't go it. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to that. To those matches. I think Osprey Sonata is going to be an absolute banger.
Same. I think Jay White and David Finlay is going to be
Oh yeah.
underrated as hell too.
Oh yeah. But they're both going to be really good. I'm looking forward to the trash talking that Jay White's going to give David Finlay. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, man. So shit, dude, we're gonna be here to talk about it. So sit back, relax. I mean, we're almost finished with this New Japan Cup, guys, and yeah, it's been a pretty damn good one, match quality wise. So hopefully y'all enjoyed it as well, because I think for the most part we have too.
Absolutely, just fucking trim off those fucking main events with you boys. But yeah, and this we don't just do it for tournaments as well. So when we get to Secure Genesis, it'll be the same every Road 2 shows. But your boy OK will actually have to be watching the full show, so it is what it is. So I'm gonna enjoy these while I can. But anything else before we wrap this bad boy up?
Man, I think we covered it all, man. Just sit back, relax. We are on the way to the final of the New Japan Cup, and like I said, if it's your first time checking us out, share, subscribe, comment down below, and if you've already been subscribed, shit, right on, man. We appreciate y'all. So tell a friend to tell a friend. Price of subscription, free 99.